before in Second Life, maybe you haven't. I'll take a moment to tell you about myself just a little bit. I'm from North Carolina. How y'all doing out there? All right, I had to turn my sound off. I heard me talking back to me. Yeah, anyways, I'm from down in the Carolinas, and I was born in Virginia. Spent 10 years in North Carolina and 10 years in Virginia, and I've been here up in Michigan for 15 now, and I've been playing music ever since I was a little baby boy. They gave me a little ukulele down in the crib, and they got pictures to prove that I would sit there and strum away and mumble and bumble before I could even speak. And I always had a thing for music. It always resonated with me. I didn't realize until I started actually getting involved in playing music how important it was in my life, and how much it was actually a part of me, and I needed to nurture that. I think I was 10 years old when I finally decided to pick up the guitar and get serious about it. And I used to spend a lot of time over at my dad's house on the weekends, and he'd play a lot of guitar, so I was like, hey man, well, if we're gonna hang out, you know, I'm kind of bored, buddy. Maybe you could show me a few things on the guitar. And so he showed me a few things, and we started hanging out and playing the guitar every weekend. And he'd wake up in the morning, I'd be playing some of his old favorites, and he wouldn't even know I could play it yet. I'd be sitting in there sounding them out, figuring it all out by ear, and he would wake up and be like, what's going on in there? Yep, so we proceeded. My dad taught me how to play one song there called Secret Agent Man by Johnny Rivers. Yeah, we worked long and hard on this one. And after that I proceeded to learn how to play House of the Rising Sun. He said, son, you gotta learn this song here. It's got all the chords in it. Yeah, man. And it does, it's got most of them in there, so I recommend that to anybody that's learning how to play the guitar. So as I proceeded to play the guitar, get more serious about it, I met more people like me that were into the guitar, and you know, you'd pick up a little bit of something from everybody. Everybody had a little something that the other guy didn't have. So I would always try to hone in on what that was and take it home with me by the end of the night. So it was, I spent some time down in a trailer park down in Virginia, and met a lot of fine players there. Yeah, I'd sit and watch them get drunk and play their guitars all night, and steal every lick I could from them. It's a true story. Yeah. I started writing songs, and I was in a band by the age of 15. Fell in love with Jimi Hendrix. I came right out of the grunge scene. Oh yeah, I knew all about Nirvana and all kinds of cool stuff. But then I realized there was a whole nother field of music. It had a lot more expression to it. I was listening to myself jam out in the basement with some friends. I was in my car, listening to an old cassette tape. I was smoking grass. I was about 16. No, I was 18. Yeah, I was 18. And I heard myself playing along with Smoke on the Water. And I hit some notes like, it was the first time I'd ever played anything funky or anything like that. And when I heard that, it just resonated with me. And I realized that I had to change my whole direction of music, man. The stuff I was playing was not it for me. That was not the right music. So I was having fun, and we were power chording the hell out of it. I realized that won't it. I started listening to stuff like Pink Floyd and Leonard Skinner. I found Skinner. I was mowing yards for $5. I needed some money. And this dude said, "Hey man, I ain't got $5, but I can give you a couple of cassette tapes." I said, "Yeah, what you got, man? I love music." He says, "Well, come on in and take a look." And he had nothing but a bunch of Leonard Skinner tapes. And he was like, "Yeah, you can try these, man." He played me a couple of songs. I was like, "Man, this ain't half bad." I took it home and I was rocking out, man. Be a simple kind of man. I fell in love with it. And then I found out about a whole nother group of bands. And this was when I was about 15. And I heard it. Yeah, I loved it. It was some of the best rock I'd ever heard when I heard Led Zeppelin. Me and a friend of mine were dumpster diving for empty cigarette cartons. We were actually looking for cigarette cartons that people throw out with whole packs of cigarettes in them because, you see, down south in the tobacco industry, if it expires, they throw it out. Well, they did back in the 90s, late 80s. Anyway, so we look in this dumpster and we found nothing but a bunch of records. I mean, it was everything from the 70s and the 60s and everything that was good, we had it. We had everything from Foghat, Led Zeppelin, Rush. We had it all. I mean, it was everything that was good. So, started listening to that. I had Blackfoot. Started listening to all that stuff. I had every Jimi Hendrix. And I fell in love with it. Then I started writing music when I was 15, like I was saying. I started my own band and everything. Got serious, but then when I was 20, I started writing more blues stuff. And I moved to Michigan, you see. Then I got into the music scene when I was 23. Yeah, I liked Neil Young, had all the Neil Youngs and everything. Yeah. So then I started another band and got serious about it again. And started seriously writing. And nothing really happened with that unit, but I proceeded to continue to write and start bands, and bands would break up, and bands fall apart, and I just got completely sick Oh, the whole flaky musician band thing. It got so bad. I said, that's it. I'm just gonna do this on my own. So I picked up my acoustic guitar and started playing and singing and doing gigs by myself. And things seemed to work out a little better for me as far as the business aspect of things. And things were a lot more stable and reliable. And I like that. A musician needs a little stability in their life, you know what I mean? So, as I got frustrated with band members, I decided I just would have my own unit to where I would hire people as needed. So, that seemed to work best for me. So, I hired people when I got a gig and I pay them a flat rate. That's the best way to go. You got no band drama that way. But anyways, to proceed about the music, I've always loved it. And I like to write it. I'm gonna play this little song for you. This little song I wrote. I was sitting in my apartment one day. Really wasn't thinking about a whole lot of nothing, but I had this little Casio keyboard or something. Had some kind of weird little funky beat on it. And I started playing that beat, and this is the rhythm that just resonated out of me with it. And I wrote this song, it's called Raindrops. Raindrops are gonna fall on your home. Oh yeah. Well, it ain't no good time, baby, when you're all alone. So stand up, baby, and make the best of your time. Take all your worries, darling, and leave them far behind. Far behind. Now listen, baby, there must be something in the air today. So many people just giving their lives away. It's just a shame that some men never try to step aside and read between the lines. Yeah, I was spending a little time down at the blues club down in Kalamazoo, picking up some extra chords, you know, little jazz fusion stuff. And it just happened. And when fear whispers in your ear, turn up your music, baby, won't you drive on over here? For yourself, baby, well, it's the least that you can do. I bet all those things that you're fearing already happened to you. Oh, listen, baby, there must be something in the air today. So many people giving their lives away. It's just a shame that some men never try to step aside and read between the lines. Read between the lines. We spend our lives worrying about things, you know, when in fact we shouldn't. It really ain't nothing to worry about. The sunshine is gonna shine on your soul, and it ain't no worries, people know when they're throwing stones, throwing stones. So relax, come on, and try to ease your mind. Live right here, right now, people. I said we're gonna have a good time, a good time. Now listen to me. There must be something in the air today. So many people giving their lives away. It's just a shame that some men never try to step aside and read between the lines. like to write songs, and I wrote that. That's called Raindrops. And sometimes the songs just happen. You don't you don't plan for it. Ain't nothing you can really be thinking about. I can't force it. I can't make it happen. I can't think, oh, I'm gonna write a song and that's gonna happen. It's not gonna happen like that. It's not gonna happen until I get into the zone. And really, honestly, it's a spiritual thing. I channel it. I don't believe that it comes from me. I believe I just channel it. I'm just open. I'm a receptor. I can receive it. It resonates with me. And I interpret it and I send it back out the best way I can. I interpret a lot more than I can send out. Sometimes I just standing still, I hear the whole band playing in my head. And I hear every part. And I hear the vocals going and I hear the energy and I can feel it inside my core as this is happening. But I can't always capture everything. It's a lot. It moves fast, and I do my best. I'm working on that. I'm working on staying in the zone and working on keeping myself there when I receive that. And it's not easy, but it's something that I got to definitely hone in on more. But yeah, I always hear all the parts working at once. You know, it's like I got a 4-track mind going. I always hear the beat, the rhythm and lead. Yeah, there's always a lot going on up in my head. And sometimes people talk to me and I don't respond so fast, and they're like, "Dude, it's all with the 10-second delay, you know." But dude, I can't help it, man. There's an orchestra up there. It won't shut up. Mm. So, anyways, I would like to let you guys know that chat is turned on, and I'd be more than happy to answer any questions, or to take any comments, or you can type them out if you want to. Um, but I would just like to take a moment before I play a whole lot of music or anything like that, and you could ask me some questions if you like. Or not, I won't be offended. Just whatever questions you have, just make sure you send them out in local, so I'll see them. Yes, indeed. Question is, how do I like playing in SL? I'm gonna tell you what, I love playing in SL. I've been playing in real life for a long time, and I've played a lot of live venues out here around town on the outskirts. I've been to England on tour with a band. I've done a lot of things on this musical journey, and I've played a lot of bars and small clubs where people show up to drink and really, hopefully, find somebody to go home with or whatever they had going on that night, or get drunk or whatever. They didn't really come for the music. It was just something else that was there and provided for them. So in doing a lot of shows like that, small clubs and whatnot, you don't get the appreciation that you get in SL, believe it or not. Yeah, it seems that, people don't pay that much attention. They're not that in tune. I play a lot of original stuff out there, and it would just fall by the wayside. What was that? Didn't sound like Bon Jovi. Man, that ain't no Kid Rock. Anyways, so it's really hard, actually, to be an original musician and go out and do live shows and really make a lot of headway with it, believe it or not. And I found in SL, musicians are a lot more appreciated, and the love is strong. And I love you guys for it. It's awesome. I love it. I look forward to it all the time. And that's all I have to say about that. In Vietnam, and that's all I have to say about that. Sorry, a little Forrest Gump moment there. Is there any more questions? What are the problems that I run into? Was one of the next questions. I'm sorry, I missed that. I guess technical difficulties is the only major problem. I mean, there was always that, starting out, there was always that manager war thing that went on. And I think that happens to a lot of artists that come in. I think they get bombarded by managers, and everybody wants to be a manager. And, when you're first coming in, you don't know the ropes. You just don't know what to do and which way you should go with things. So I think that was the difficulty in the beginning, but that's no longer a problem now because I figured out what I should do, and that's just get a manager so I don't have to deal with all that stuff. And but for more reasons than that, I got a manager, and I'm very thankful to have the one that I have. Cher, you're awesome. Mwah. So Bobby Joe asked, what brought you to Second Life? Did you read about it? Did a friend bring you in? Actually, Eddie Blue called me up one day, and a friend of his had told him about it, and he had it all set up, the streamer and everything. He was like, yeah, dude, we're going to do this show. And actually, we were playing in Abbey Nation. And that was our first one. And then we did one in Second Life. And then I realized the potential for it. And I went home and I set everything up that I had. Was running like 2 or 3 computers, like one to run the stream, one to run the backup tracks, and one to record if I wanted to. Yeah, it was getting pretty extreme. Till my studio caught on fire. But anyways, that was just one outlet, and I caught it in time, and nothing was hurt. So I just, it was okay. But it did turn into smoldering wall for a moment there. But I learned, when I called my dad, he said, dude, you can't plug that much stuff into one outlet. That's that's an overload, Now I know. So But yep, it was Eddie Blue, and then after that, I set it up and I ran with it, and I started learning the ropes, and I'm very thankful. Any more questions? I'm gonna play you some songs. As soon as I find my guitar pick, I apologize for the delay. All right, bare fingers it is. Every day it's getting harder. It won't be much longer. Ancient tales and magic wonder. We're gonna feel the thunder, and it won't be much longer. For a drink of water. artist there. And I always loved Carlos Santana. Anyways, that song I just played for you a minute ago, that was called, ooh, I gotta reset my stream, hang on. That was called For a Drink of Water. Kind of a dark song, I know. But yeah, it's all that talk, you know. It's the end of the world. That's what everybody's saying, you know. But it's definitely the end of something. But what I do know is all endings bring new beginnings. So I rest in that. That's all right. New beginnings are good. They have to happen. Back in the old days, when I didn't have a guitar pick, I'd just make one out of a credit card. So, that's what I just did. Problem solved. This one was inspired by Jeff Beck. I found that as I've gotten older, I've gotten more away from rock, harder rock music, harder rock songs. It's not because it's hard to do, it's just I don't feel like screaming anymore. And the loud banging drums, I'm just, I have heard enough. It's another thing I like about playing in Second Life is I can always turn the drummer down. So I write all kinds of music, folks. I'm a writing machine over here. What can I say? I win Grammys. Yeah, right. So, anyways, yep, I'm very unrecognized for my art, and I love it, so I keep doing it. And it's not about fame or fortune, it never was for me. I just want to do what I enjoy doing, and if I can make a living at it, that's great. If I can help pay my bills with it, that's great too. I'm not seeking stardom or anything like that. I just like to write music from the heart.